Hi everyone, and thank you for joining me for this Q&A. More importantly, thank you all for helping me reach 50,000 subscribers. I'm definitely shocked at how quickly we were able to reach this milestone, and I'm very grateful for all of you and all the support you've given the channel. One more thank you goes out to everyone who submitted a question for this Q&A. Unfortunately, I can't answer all of them, but a lot of them had similar themes. Why do you choose to remain anonymous? This was one of the early questions I got asked in one of the threads, and it turned into something of a talking point, so I knew I had to answer it. My main reason for remaining anonymous is just basically the style of channel I wanted. When I was starting the channel, I knew I wanted it to be more objective, more of a documentary style, and I wanted the focus on the case and on the victims and on the information rather than on me. I don't think there's anything wrong with appearing on camera in this genre, and there's plenty of people who do manage to keep the focus on the important stuff. That's just not the style of channel that I wanted. To me, there's plenty of room on YouTube for there to be a wide variety of channels, and that's just the kind that I wanted to have. A secondary reason would just be privacy. I do like being able to do this work and create this content and build this community, but have it be separate from my personal life, and I just feel like that's easier to do as an anonymous host. Those would be my main two reasons. A less important reason would just be I don't really want to open myself up to critiques about my appearance. No matter what you look like, if you put your face on the internet, people are going to say negative things about it. I'm not particularly secure about my appearance anyway. Don't follow my example of being insecure, but especially when I started the channel, I was just not in a mental place to be able to deal with critiques of that kind, so mentally for me it's probably better to remain anonymous, but that's a less important reason. Hypothetically, if you had the opportunity to become a private investigator and become hands-on in similar cases, would you do it? I absolutely would. When researching a crime story, do you ever reach out to the victim's family members, friends, etc.? So far I have not, just because I haven't felt like I've been a big enough channel that people would think it'd be worthwhile responding to me. I suppose that now that I have a bigger audience, if I can get a contact for someone, they might be more interested in working with me on a video. Recently, I have had some family members email me directly about a case, so in the future, some of those cases might end up being in videos. But it's because the family reached out to me, not vice versa, so far. Is it hard to come up with the content for some of the cases that you showcase? Yes, in different ways. Like in some cases, if they're older cases, it's harder to get like original newspaper articles and things like that. And in some cases, there's just not information available. That's part of the reason why I like doing the list-based videos or the videos with multiple cases in them, because some of the cases I've covered in those, literally, I only talk about them for a minute. And that's all the information that's available in those cases. But I still feel like those stories need to be told, that information needs to be shared. So doing a video where it's okay to have just a minute of content about a case, I like to think is helpful. It can also be frustrating because sometimes there are cases where someone just disappears and that's kind of that. There's not too much information about it. But there are some cases where I feel like the case wasn't investigated or it didn't receive the amount of press coverage that it deserved for one reason or another. And so that can be frustrating when a case wasn't taken seriously. So while my videos don't necessarily bring new information to the public, at least I'm trying to share it, and that's kind of all I can do sometimes. Any cases you know you won't ever cover and why? I can't think of a specific case off the top of my head. Currently, I've kind of made the decision not to cover a lot of cases involving younger children. I have covered some of those in the past. All the cases I cover are terrible in their own way, but any case with a little kid is obviously an extra layer of awful. And just right now, I'm choosing not to focus on those just for my own mental health. I was wondering if you record these videos in part for some kind of vocally related therapy. So when I first read this question, I took it as referring to speech therapy, like was I trying to improve my voice? Rereading it, I suppose they might have meant like I was doing this because it was therapeutic to be able to talk out these things. I'm going to be going with how I understood it the first time around, so I apologize to this person if I misunderstood. I didn't start this channel to help improve my voice. I wanted to start a channel, I wanted to tell these stories, and I just kind of had to figure out the vocal part in order to do that. I like to think that over time, my voice has improved. It's still kind of up and down, but I like to think that it's generally trending upwards. Recording the videos has sort of been interesting in trying to figure out the problems my voice has. I've always had lung problems, and trying to research how to improve my voice, I've kind of realized that breathing less efficiently is actually easier for me. So I think over the course of my lifetime, I just trained my voice in a really negative way. In the future, I would like to look into some sort of actual voice therapy just to improve the quality of my videos and make them easier to record, because even when I finally get a good take of something, a lot of times it takes 10 times as long to get a good take, and my voice gives out very, very quickly. So I could be more efficient in making my videos if my voice improved. When I've looked into speech therapy, most of the places around me just deal with children with speech problems. So if anyone who works in that kind of field listens to my videos, if you could let me know, like, what sort of therapist or doctor or whatever I need to look into for help with that, I would appreciate it. This question's long, so I'm not going to read the whole thing, but you can pause here to read it. I definitely watch a lot less true crime stuff on YouTube than I used to, but that's mainly because I have to spend so much time on my videos that if I have extra spare time to just watch YouTube, I'm usually looking for a change of pace. I do try to be kind of aware of what other people are doing on YouTube, especially like in a given week. Based on like my analytics, I know that there's like a few people who my audience tends to watch a lot. So I have in the past looked at what those channels have done in the past few weeks, and if on a given week they record a certain type of video, if it's too similar to mine, I'll move that one back a week and upload a different video, just because I know so many people have just gotten that type of content. But on the whole, I don't worry too much about cross-contamination, mainly in part because I feel like my channel is very different from a lot of the channels I watch, especially if you like that chapter, like we make completely different types of videos, so I don't really worry about his video influencing mine, even if we end up covering the same case. But that's just my opinion. Do your friends and family know about your channel? No, they don't. My boyfriend knows that I have a channel, and he knows the genre it's in, but I won't tell him what it is, just because I'm self-conscious about someone I love watching my videos when I don't think they're perfect. And I'll never think they're perfect, and I'm sure at some point I'm going to have to share it with him. For the most part, he supports that I want to keep it private. He really wants to see it, but for now, he's respecting that decision. He has said that if I ever hit like 100,000 subscribers, it's a little ridiculous that he doesn't know what it is, and he might get a little more forceful about me telling him what it is so he can watch my videos, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. And to close that, I'm just going to do a couple real quick, like less serious kind of questions. Someone asked, what sign are you? I'm a Capricorn. I don't really believe in astrology, like I don't take it that seriously, but my personality does line up with that star sign pretty well, coincidentally. So that actually does tell you a little bit about who I am as a person. Do you have any pets? Yes, I have one cat. He's about 1.5 years old now. He's dark gray. He's giant, not because he's overweight. He's just a very large cat. He actually kind of has had a cameo in one of my videos. I record in a closet just to try to minimize background noise in my videos. But when I first started making videos, a lot of times when I go in and close the door, he would scratch at the door, trying to get in. He has gotten a lot better about it. He still does it occasionally, but for the most part, he's not fazed by it anymore. But in the couples who disappear together video, like right as I'm talking about the Patterson's cat, because their cat was kind of involved in the case, I'm pretty sure you can still hear him scratching at the door. Like I couldn't edit it all out. So if you go back and listen to that video, I think you can hear him in the background. Fun bonus fact. What's your favorite kind of cheese? Probably mozzarella in terms of what I eat the most. My favorite brand would be Kerrygold. They make some nice like cheddar and Gouda style cheeses. Thank you again to everyone for your support, and let me know in the comments if you want me to continue doing these Q&As as we hit subscriber milestones.